Compass FM, Community Replay.
And into Compass FM, we say no mai, haere mai, and Happy New Year to Dean Harker from Fens, as well as Sarah Harkness from Fens too. Good morning, how are you? Happy New Year.
Yeah, thank you.
Good, thanks. Yourself?
Oh, very well, thank you. Hey, thank you for coming in. So I thought we'd start off with you, Dean. So I see that there's been several house fires, sadly, across the district over the last week involving bathroom wall heaters. What can you tell us about these particular heaters?
Yeah, that's correct. We've had 2 house fires in the Christchurch area late last week, and what is of concern there is the fires involved the Serene wall-mounted bathroom heaters, and the Serene model is actually S2068. That model will be on our Canterbury Facebook page anyway, if anyone wants to look. But these model Serene wall heaters, there's actually been a recall notice issued by WorkSafe.
Yeah.
They've been recalled for probably just over a year now, but we've actually noticed across the Canterbury district there has been an increasing number of fires involving these heaters. So what we're recommending is people have a look at their bathroom heater and see if it is a Serene model heater or a make of heater, and have a look and see if it is that model, which is S2068. That's the recall one, but there's also 2 other models, which are the model S207T and S2069, which haven't been recalled, but they've been considered a risk and shouldn't be used. So what we're saying is, if you have got one of those in your bathroom, we suggest that you don't use those heaters. If you're in a rental property, get hold of your landlord, ask them if they can have a look at it and replace it, or if you've got one yourself and you're not on a rental property but you own your own home, then what we recommend there is go back to the installer and speak to them about the recall of those heaters, and get an electrician in and replace that heater. I actually had 2 Serene heaters in my own home. And we've had those replaced. So with another model, probably about the last 4 to 5 years, the Serene heaters were probably one of the main heaters that have gone into a lot of bathrooms across the district, and we're finding them in a lot of sort of newer built houses, also houses that have been renovated, or even rest homes, etc.
Oh, wow.
So it's a real concern to us. So what we're recommending is that people have a look at that heater, and if it is a Serene heater, just check the model. There's a tag on the very top of the heater. So if you check the model number on there, and the easiest way to probably do that is, if you've got a cell phone, is just put it as if you're taking a photo yourself, and just put it above the heater and take the photo, and then you can actually get your phone down and expand the photo, and you can see the model number. But if you go onto our Canterbury Fire and Emergency New Zealand Facebook page, it's got a link on there to WorkSafe, and WorkSafe tell you some stuff on it. We've also found that some of the heaters haven't been installed correctly, that they're too close to the ceiling.
Right.
And also people are using the heaters for purposes that they probably weren't made for. So instead of using them as a bathroom heater, they're actually putting them in bedrooms and using them as a heating source there. So which is a different setup to a bathroom heater. So we had a few fires last winter, but with this cooler weather, people have got their heaters on, which is a concern. The other thing is probably only have the heater on if you've got a bathroom heater. Only have it on when you're actually in the bathroom itself, so don't have it continually running.
Absolutely. Thanks very much, Dean Harker. He's Community Risk Manager for Fire and Emergency New Zealand. Sarah, if I can come along to you. Sarah Harkness, she is a Risk Reduction Advisor. Sarah, is there any safety messages around heaters in general, especially because I had my fire going the other day as well too, but also I've had the fan heater going. So do you have some other messages for us?
Yeah, of course. So bathroom heaters should not be left running when the bathroom's not in use. So if you're just popping out, just make sure you flick it off. If you have the bathroom heater, it is important to give it a vacuum from time to time just to remove that dust buildup. And as Dean mentioned, only use them for their intended purposes. Yep. We also had Goldier panel heaters sold from 2016. They've been issued a warning running due to overheating and causing fires. So a list of model names can be found on the website Product Safety. So if you just jump on there and have a look through that. And then you can also check WorkSafe for any other electrical appliances that may have been recalled.
Yeah, absolutely. So with the cooler weather being, is there any other information you give us in relation to maybe fire safety as well too for people in the houses?
Yep. So if you're drying your clothes inside, say on a drying rack, ensure the rack is a metre from the heater and or fireplaces. We also encourage occupants to clean their dryer before using it, just to ensure that lint has been removed.
Oh, it's a good reminder. Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
And check the heat before you sleep. So if you've got an electric blanket, even in summer, we do still get those colder nights. So if you're using those blankets, check for hot patches in your electric blanket. So you can do this by flicking it on, having it on for 15 minutes on high, then switching it off, running your hand over the blanket and feeling for those hot spots. If you do feel them, just discontinue use immediately.
Oh, that's a really good tip.
Yeah. And just one last one. So people may still be using their fireplaces. So if you're using your fireplace, ash can hold heat up to 5 days and can spark new fires. So always soak the ash in a metal bucket before binning it.
Yeah, that's a really good tip. Don't be putting it in a plastic bucket. That's not a good idea at all. That's some great safety tips as well too. Thanks so much, Sarah. I do have another question on it, whether Dean or Sarah would like to answer it. So with modern technology as we have it, and cell phones, what are some safety tips you can provide around maybe charging your cell phone? Should we charge them overnight? Where would we leave them? Do you have any tips around that?
Yeah, best advice on that is for a cell phone. If anyone's got a new cell phone for Christmas, or you've got an older cell phone, if you're charging it while you're awake. Gotcha. So, maybe have it on the kitchen bench or in the lounge when you're there so you can actually see it. Mm-hmm. What we've found is charging them overnight is not a good idea, because if it does heat up, you're not in a position to see it. Same as your laptop or a tablet. If you're charging them, charge them when you're awake. And also if you're charging them, make sure you charge them on a flat surface.
Don't chuck them on your bed on charge, right?
No, any of those electrical devices have actually got vents at the bottom of them, and if they're not on a flat surface, say you've got it on a bed or bedding, it sometimes covers up those air vents, so they overheat. And the other thing is, if you are charging a phone or electrical device, make sure that you're using the correct charging cord for it.
Oh, okay. What's that?
Yeah, recently we had a fire in Christchurch where someone was charging a tablet, and the charging cable that they were using wasn't the manufacturer's cable, and then they also had that plugged into, I believe, like a multi-box thing and another charger. Oh, wow. And it overheated when they weren't in the room. I couldn't see it, and that burst into flames, and then it was total destruction of the house. So really, really important around those lithium batteries that you are watching them. I mean, if you drop your phone or your tablet or anything like that, make sure that you're checking it, that there's no cracks, etc. in it, or the battery itself, that it's not bulging or heating up, because that's a sign to say that it's damaged. So it should be, and then the batteries themselves should be disposed of properly. So don't stick them in your red bin. Take them to like the refuge centre, where they've got areas there where you can dispose of those lithium batteries.
And please let them know that you're dropping one off as well too. That would be really important. Don't just drop it and leave it. Thank you so much for coming in today. It's been a pleasure to have you both in. I'd love to have you come in again another stage. Dean Harker from Fire and Emergency New Zealand, Community Risk Manager, and Sarah Harkness from Risk Reduction Advisor. You did really well, Sarah. It's your first time on the radio.
Thank you.
Well done. Thank you so much, and we will catch you again in the future.
Thank you.
Take care.
Compass FM.